I believe this November is going to be the most important election we will ever have to vote in our lifetime. Because it's not about Republicans versus Democrats. This November, America will have to decide once and for all what direction we want to go in. We will either, A, turn back to the principles set forth by the founders, or B, decide that the founders' ideas, they served a purpose for a while, but I mean, now they're a little outdated, and it's time for a fundamental transformation away past the founders and past the free market system. That is really what this is about. Now, Obama is trying to cover his tracks of his real beliefs by suddenly sounding Americana. Recently, he went on a campaign bus tour called Betting on America. Betting on America. Oh, that is funny. The idea of betting on America stands in direct opposition of everything he has said and done for the last 3.5 years. To bet on America means you would have to put your faith and trust on the American people. It means taking the leash off the entrepreneur in this country. It means encouraging success, not vilifying it, and not propping up failure. It means believing that people are the solution, not the government, and not big business. You can't bet on America if you want to fundamentally transform it. How are you betting on America? How are you putting your belief in something you want to completely change? You can't bet on a country that you repeatedly apologize for. You can't bet on a country and believe at the same time that that country has their government as the secret ingredient. The bottom line is, this president does not believe in America. He believes in the government. He doesn't believe in the America that the founders did. We can have all the pro-America sounding bus tour slogans that he wants, but when the man actually speaks from the heart, he betrays his heart. His mouth betrays him. And he exposes his real belief. Here's what he said on Friday.
And there are a lot of wealthy, successful Americans who agree with me because they want to give something back. They know they didn't. Look, if you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. You didn't get there on your own. I'm always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart. There are a lot of smart people out there. It must be because I worked harder than everybody else. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of hard-working people out there. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we had that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The internet didn't get invented on its own. Government research created the internet, so then all the companies could make money off the internet.
Wow, is this man dangerous? I want you to remember that next time, Bill Gates. When you quit Harvard and you worked out of your garage, I want you to remember this. It wasn't you. No, it was somebody else. Remember that time, Mark Zuckerberg, when you launched that website out of your dorm room? Stop patting yourself on the back, Jack. That was somebody else. Remember that time, Sam Walton, when you milked the cows and sold magazines during the Great Depression, then eventually you had enough money to buy a variety store in Arkansas, and then you did a good enough job and you expanded it into Walmart? Man, it is a shame you're dead. We should dig you up and tell you, Barack Obama. Barack Obama knows the truth. You didn't do that. I wish we could have told him that before he died. It was someone else, Sam. See, here's the good news. Obama is telling us now what he really truly believes. From government, all blessings flow. Ronald Reagan said the opposite. Government isn't the solution, government is the problem. But Barack Obama believes that without the roads, how would people get to Walmart? Without teachers, how would anyone learn anything? This argument is so fatally flawed and so easily flawed that it's laughable. I mean, really, school children can figure this one out. It's not worth talking at length about it, so I won't, except to say this. Is it the teacher who gets the credit when the student passes a test? No. Is it a credit to the roads when retail sales go up 5%? No. Should I stop on my way home and thank the bridge when my company is able to hire more people? It's ridiculously stupid. Not every student passes the class. Not every business achieves wild success. Some struggle to get by. Some businesses even, call me crazy, go bankrupt and fail. You know, businesses, Mr. President, like Solyndra, Enter One, Abound Solar, Razor Technologies, Ecotactility, Nevada Geothermal Power, Fierce Solar, Beacon Power, Sun Power, just to name a few. In fact, what's weird is you took some of our money, Mr. President, and put chips down on the table. You bet on it. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's what he means by betting on America. He's just going to put it on red 17. All the chips. Worse yet. What's the worst bet at the roulette table? Isn't it green 0? Yeah, what a surprise. Green is the worst bet. Just like real life, Mr. President. Except these chips don't belong to you. They belong to the American people. And they belong right here in our pocket, not yours. Now, how could that be? How could all of these companies that you bet on, how could they all fail? Didn't all these companies have access to government roads? Didn't all of their CEOs have teachers? Didn't some of these companies, like these, even get extra assistance? Hundreds of millions of dollars from Mr. Someone Else, government himself? Hey, let me ask you a question, Mr. President. How is it that GM went on to lose to companies like Honda? Never thought of this. Japan has better roads? Yeah, I forgot about that. Either that, or not all companies succeed, and some companies get fat and sassy. And maybe, just maybe, President Obama, from government all blessings flow, that argument is the worst argument in the world. Look, America, here's what you need to remember tonight. This president isn't even worth really spending much more time talking about it anymore. I mean, he's wasting our time, and he's keeping us from the success that we all have ahead of us. He's holding America back from being the America we all know it can be. He's holding us back, and he's trying to transform us into something that we're not. A government that just says, here, take this, not you. You, I like you better, you take this. And all of us stand in a row and say, I'd like more, please. Please, sir, a little bit more. That's not who we are. This election is for the very soul of America. And guess who's going to win? And you know what? If we don't win, then we deserve to be destroyed. We do. Because we've chosen our own destruction. Are we going to be the people who beg for higher taxes and sit around waiting for government to solve all of our problems when we know? When you have a great idea, you're going to say, hey, you know what, let me get to this one to the government because the government's going to do it better. Come on. Or are we going to decide to take off our jackets and roll up our sleeves and actually do what Americans do best, and that is create, inspire, lead, love, help each other. We're a nation built on creators. We're a nation of dreamers and entrepreneurs.